Barasuara.
Terbuang talaman. Waktu. Talam.
When he was born, he told his dad, I'm the man of the house now.
Oh my god, what a voice! I love his voice! Oh, the video is great! Guys, this is making me want to cry. I don't want to cry. Wow. They're gonna kill him, aren't they? Oh, it's worse. That is incredible. No, I cried.
Wow.
I cried. That really made me emotional. That is so emotional.
That's
wow.
fucked up. Isn't
Anyway.
it wild that that's where we're all going, essentially?
Yeah, but it's.
I swear to you, I hope a truck just runs me over.
I thought that's a horrendous thing to say, Papa.
Like, I don't want to
Why
get.
would
I don't
you
want to get
say that?
too old. You know what I mean? Damn, dude.
I don't think
I feel
anybody
like,
wants that. I
Yeah,
don't
me
think
neither. But
anybody
I feel
wants
like you
that.
become so like you create so much pain. God bless him. Like that's so tough.
Yeah, but
and imagine yourself like you've.
at that point,
Oh.
especially because I think this is talking about Alzheimer's and dementia. Like,
That's what I mean.
I don't think they know. They don't know that
Yeah.
they're a burden to people.
Shit. It's
They
not that
don't
they're a
know-
burden. It's just like it's so tough for them. Like that's life. You carry on with life, and like
That's
if
right.
you're the caretaker, if that's your mom, if that's your dad, of course you never want to let go. But it's like fuck.
Yeah,
It's so brutal because also you can't control that. Like sometimes it just happens.
it is.
Mate, that is
Damn, I'm not gonna
rough.
talk about this. This is
Yeah, this is
absolutely
touchy subject.
demolishing, my guys.
I'm
This
obviously
is-
joking. I don't hope any.
No, but it is. It is.
It's just so tough for the individual. You know.
I
It's
just
obviously
think
tough
it's
for the people around them.
everybody, but particularly hard. I think it's particularly hard growing old and having a bright, fresh mind.
That's why you just let God, just fucking
Let-
take
let
the wheel,
God-
son.
Yes, I think that's the best
You know,
thing.
whatever's best for me, I'll let it up to you, mate.
But you know, I used to hang out with a lot of old people, and sometimes you would talk to them, right? And like,
Used to be with the elderly.
yeah, so great company, by the way.
Church.
Yes, and sometimes you hear them talk, and their minds are so bright, and they're
So
still
young mentally.
and
Yeah.
so
Beautiful.
able.
Yeah, so awesome.
And the conversations that you can have with these people is incredible. But then you see how frustrating it is for them to be in a body that doesn't keep up with that mind.
Yeah, that's wild, isn't
And
it?
I feel like sometimes that is harder
Yeah.
than when they are going through like a physical
Or a mental ailment.
because they lose themselves, so they stop noticing these things. But
That's so fucked.
and I think in that case it's more difficult for the people that used to know a different version of their loved ones than it is for the actual person going through the ailment. But this
Maybe-
was just
Because I'm not like a, I'm not like a big believer in like, oh, let's live forever, any of that shit. But I mean it like, I do hope that technology does advance to a point where, first of all, we can resolve some of those mental ailments.
yes.
Which I think they're quite complex, so
They're
it's quite
quite
wishful,
tough, yes.
wishful thinking. Shout out to all my scientists out there and people working towards caretakers, nurses, everyone, just sons and daughters, good sons and daughters, fathers and mothers. But I hope that at some point, maybe with like biomechanics or something, at least like the elderly could maybe put like a pair of shorts. But these pair of shorts also have like a fucking biomechanical shit, so they could run if they wanted to,
Yeah.
or like they could bend over and their back doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
You know, or you can just wear a like this fucking jacket.
Like the quality of life would improve.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah.
maybe because a lot of them are genuinely very smart mentally, and
Yes,
and
very
they're
sharp.
very sharp. Yeah, sometimes with the mental ailment aspect of it in here, It's obviously very apparent.
It's a beautiful depiction of what he must be like.
But also, I feel like when you get older, you weirdly revert back to your younger self, right? When you're a bit, you don't know the world anymore. The world sort of passed you by, but instead of just being born, you're like getting closer to death.
But it's like
hell.
on reverse.
Oh,
it's
God.
reversed.
Yeah, let's stop.
Here's the thing. Let's
Musically,
talk about the song.
gorgeous.
Okay, let's talk about the song about that.
Who is this guy? Barasuara.
And who
It's
heard
a rock
him?
band. It's a rock band.
Ah.
They're a French indie Indonesian band.
I do think, however, though, that this composition was brilliantly executed. From the vocal texture of the main vocalist
Jakarta.
to the exposition of an exploration of emotional entanglement and nuance that was so well, like, it was just so beautifully executed by
Good
the
to have
guy.
Edwin Gutawa in this.
Fantastic
Orchestral arranger.
I actually think it's what makes the song and the music video so emotional.
That's what makes you go over the brink, doesn't it?
It did. Like, well, you saw me cry here, you saw me shed a few tears, and I think that plays a true statement to what musical development and great arrangement can do to it, because we're having half of the experience because we don't get the lyrics. We're not getting the lyrics.
Do you want to read them?
No,
read them.
I am cut out emotionally. I'm shutting this down. I'm burying it very deep and I'm never looking at this box ever again.
Oh, God.
No, here we go.
I'm reminded of your shout that peels away hesitation. But adulthood changes. How we see and we comply in fighting and wrestling, torn apart, disappearing. This stinging that I feel, this pain that wouldn't go away.
The stinging.
Stinging, not stingy. The stinging that I feel, this pain that wouldn't go away. Will there be hope? We change directions. Thoughts drowned in fog and rage. Wounds peels off and burns without direction. Tears that I held back. Thrown away into time that decays. That's fucked up. We'll grow old and we'll lose our hold. Looking at a smile, it gives me strength. In my dying breath, love protects without care to time. Fucking hell.
No, and here
I
we
think
go again.
I think I was better off
Not
without reading
knowing.
that. Jesus.
I
gorgeous.
felt everything that needed to be said
In the video.
through
Fantastic.
the music.
It also
Great
showcases.
storytelling.
Yeah, it showcases what fantastic way of doing storytelling and musically.
Shout out to the visual director. Fantastic arranging from the band as well. Because obviously I always highlight this because it's difficult to understand for anybody who is not part of the creative world. But if you have an idea, you have a concept.
I think everyone can relate, mate, because even at work,
because you do creative things, right?
Everyone
like
always
every
does
has
some
to think
creative
of
stuff,
something.
yeah. Think about just cooking in the kitchen.
Correct.
The idea you had in your head, you see, fucking tastes different.
And then bringing that into action, into actuality, a reality, into life. It is a very long journey and not always translates
The way you wanted it to.
And sometimes it doesn't matter how the artist felt about the transition between dream to action, but how it affected the people that it was viewed by. Sometimes that's a real translation. Sometimes that's where the bridge breaks, because sometimes the artist is like, oh, I love the result of this. I love how this came out, but it doesn't resonate with the audience.
Yes.
And this is the perfect example of all the elements really clicking and falling into place.
Agreed.